Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be my March purchase. If you're not familiar with my low buy structure, I gave myself one purchase for the month of March. That's kind of all you need to know as far as this video goes. If you're more curious about that, I can have my low buy structure linked in the eye and also listed down below. I made a separate video for that, but I waited for at least half the month to pass and I ordered my one March purchase a couple of days ago and it arrived in the mail. The box is a little bit busted, but I did end up picking up the Cica Clearing BB cream from Purito. And I have not even swatched it or anything, so I'm really hoping that it all works out okay and that the shade is good and all of that, but we're just going to be testing this out today, maybe doing a little bit of like a comparison to the Misha BB cream. I used that one up, but I'm just going to be kind of like telling you what I noticed as far as the difference goes. But yeah, everything looks fine with the actual packaging. It's just the box that was busted. But if you're curious, I got this in the shade at number 13. I was talking to Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag, and I believe this is the shade she suggested for me. I hope that I wrote down the right one, but I think that this was the one that she told me I should try out. So we're gonna test it out. Yeah, I'm really excited. If you aren't familiar with my BB cream like situation, I really love the Misha BB cream, but Misha is not cruelty free. So when I finished that one up, I decided to move on to this one from Purito. It is less than $10. I think mine was like $9.80. And it does have 1 fluid ounce. Even though the bottle to me kind of seems a little bit small, it's really not. This says it has a healthy looking glow, a flawless coverage, and it also says that it is EO and fragrance free. I'm not sure what EO means, but I'm definitely happy to hear about the fragrance free part. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to use this. Also, if you're curious, it has a 12-month shelf life. Currently, all I have on my skin is my SPF from several hours ago, like 6 or 7 hours ago. And then I am going to go ahead and put on my primer because I don't have anything on my skin. I want it to be a little bit more moisturized before trying out a new foundation. I know how this works very well on my skin. This is my second one to have of this, and it's just gonna provide a little bit of moisture, but I'm just gonna use one pump. I'm not going to apply a ton of it. My skin is extremely dry, so I would like to have some moisture on it before I use the BB cream. I am so stinking excited to try this, you guys. Also, as I'm filming this, today I saw that ColourPop had posted like a little sneak peek to a collection that they're about to release, and I might be breaking my low buy because of it. We will see, but it looks like they're gonna be, well, they're gonna be collabing with Avatar: The Last Airbender. I freaking love that show so much. My brother and I used to watch it together growing up, and then my husband and I watched it from start to finish, just like again to watch it again, and I think I might have to buy something from that collection because that is like, I just love that show so much. Like I said, I have the shade number 13 in this BB cream, and I did go ahead and get my sponge wet. I'm gonna try it on half the face with the sponge and see how it goes, and then we'll decide how I want to do like the second half. But yeah, I told you guys I hadn't even tried it out yet. It still has a little metal cap over it. I really hope this shade works out. I also really love the packaging. It's very sleek, and I like that it's just in a squeezy tube. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand. One thing that I really loved about the Misha BB cream specifically is that it had like a gray undertone. This doesn't seem to have that. I think some of the deeper shades did, but they'd probably be too deep for me. But I actually really loved that about that one. So we're gonna see how this one goes. But like I said, I'm just gonna do like half the face. And I'm gonna start with just a little bit, and then we can always add more. I'm so excited for this, you guys. All right, I do feel like the shade is gonna be pretty good, but it definitely doesn't have that kind of like gray or cool tone undertone that the Misha one did. Okay, it seems to be sitting on the skin pretty nicely, but I can definitely still see like all of my redness. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of what I had on the back of my hand. Yeah, this is definitely more warm tone than I would have chosen if they had more options, but the formula itself seems to be sitting on my skin really nicely. So I'm not mad at that. I just feel like I liked the coverage of the Misha one better. I'm gonna try and build it up. I want to wait to put any product on this side of my face until I kind of know like how I like it. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. I'm gonna pick it up with my sponge. Okay, that's definitely providing some more coverage now, so I'm really happy about that. I'm also thinking like my studio lights might be a little bit more on the warm side, so I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I'm not sure about this, you guys. Oh no. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to try and get it to work for me, but just looking from one side of my face to the other, the side that has the product on it is a lot more warm tone, I would say, like a lot more yellow than this other side. I will get like a slight amount of color when it warms up. Like today is the first day of spring, so once we get to summer, I'll probably be like a quarter of a shade deeper. I really don't get that much deeper, but I do get a little bit darker, so it might work then. But I personally really like my foundation to be like the actual color of my skin. So I'm just thinking like over here looks a lot more pink. Also, I think I have a bug bite right here, so don't mind that. Yeah, let's try the other side with a brush maybe, or with my fingers, I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna try with a brush on my cheek, and then depending on how that goes, maybe I'll try doing this other part of my forehead with my fingers. Oh, I don't know. I wish that this was more cool tone than this. I looked at the shades and I think it was like shade number 21 that was more cool tone and like more of like a gray undertone, but I thought it would just be too deep for me. I don't know. I'm wondering, like, did I order the wrong shade? I don't know.
Before this was only 3, which was abysmal and terrible, and 2 of the 3 fit my fair skin, so that was...
No, I ordered the wrong one. Yeah, she said 13 is a bit too yellow orange on me, 21 is still my fave. No, I'm so bummed. Okay, so I had saved this product in my cart. Oh, I'm so upset right now. I saved this in my cart, and then I thought I saved it based on what she had told me, but clearly I did not. And I had 13 saved, but I should have gotten 21. I think that's gonna make like a pretty big difference too. So you can see here, like 21 is a lot more cool tone than 13 that I got. Actually, my soon-to-be sister-in-law, I think would match the shade perfectly. So I'm gonna see if she wants to try it out. And I do think that she would like this formula as well. So I will pass that on to her, and I will go ahead and reorder the other shade. Okay, I was actually gonna end this video here, but I think I'm going to press pause, and then I will come back in a couple of days when I get the new shade in the mail. We'll apply that one and kind of do this whole video over again, because I think it might be beneficial for you guys to see the 2 different shades on my skin. So here is the shade 13 on my skin, and then in a couple of days, like I said, I will sit down again so you can see shade number 21, and we'll talk about it then. Hopefully that works out well. So let's just go ahead and jump to about 2 to 3 days later, and I'll try on the number 21. Okay, it is 2 days later, and I just got this in the mail. Hopefully this is gonna be the perfect shade for me. Also, it's storming outside. You might be able to hear that, but let's just consider it's a nice ambiance. But yeah, so got the shade 21 in the mail, and we're gonna test it out. So let's just hope this one is better. I think it will be. I just couldn't remember where Emily and I had chatted about these shades, and then as I was filming the first part of this video, I realized that it was in the comments of one of her videos, and since I had already put it on my wish list in Amazon, I thought that I had put the shade that she suggested in that wish list, so that's the one that I bought. I didn't even think twice about it, but here's to hoping this one is better. Oh yeah, that's much more cool tone. I'm very, very excited about this now. Okay. Since I used this primer the other day, I'm gonna go ahead and apply 1 pump of it again. I did notice last time that I preferred the application best with a sponge, so that's what I'm gonna do today. Oh yeah, this is like a million times better. We're also gonna see if it can cover up some redness, because it's actually, I don't know, like 7:30 or 8 o'clock when I'm filming this, and I already had my makeup on, but I got home and saw that this had come in the mail. So I took off my makeup so that I could film this part of the video, because I really want to wear this BB cream tomorrow. But I wanted to film like the initial reaction to it. This is so much better. Yeah, Emily was totally right. And it definitely covered up that redness a little bit that was on my cheeks, but I did notice that the other shade was pretty low coverage on like the first layer, but that it would build pretty nicely. So I'm gonna continue just to build it. It looks so nice in person, like on the skin. I'm adding a second layer right now, which is when I'm noticing the most amount of coverage. There's definitely still some redness on this cheek. Typically, I wouldn't add another layer. I would just go ahead and put on concealer because I don't, need a BB cream to be full coverage by any means. But for the purpose of just seeing how much this can build, I'm just going to add another layer onto this side of my face. Yeah, that's definitely covering up that redness pretty well. I'm so glad that I ordered the other shade of this. Part of me, after I got done filming that first part of this video, was like, maybe you could just deal with it, because throughout the day I would look at it and I thought, it's really not that bad. But I definitely think this is a much, much better shade match for me. Just as far as the undertone goes, I can definitely tell how it is slightly deeper than that first one, but I would prefer it to be this shade versus the one from earlier. I guess we'll go ahead and do a comparison just so you can see the color. So this one here is number 21, the one that I have on currently. And then number 13 is right here next to it. So you can definitely tell the undertone is extremely, extremely different. But I personally think number 21 is a much better shade match for me because it just blends a lot better. Even though it's like maybe the slightest hair too deep for my skin tone, I think that matches better than the undertone being off, because what I was noticing when I edited the first part of this video is there was like a line here on my forehead where you could really tell where the BB cream was sitting. So I think that is going to work much better for me being a number 21. This foundation looks extremely nice up close in my opinion. I think it looks very similar to the Misha BB cream and I'm quite impressed with it. This is definitely going to be able, I feel like, to kind of hold the place of that Misha BB cream for me. I did wear my makeup with the number 13 one on for the whole day 2 days ago, and I really liked how it looked aside from the shade, so I'm very hopeful that this one's going to wear the exact same. Again, I'll have some notes down in the description box with some like different opinions maybe on like a wear test, as well as I'll link the product for you all if you want to shop it. But that is going to be it for today's video. Again, I'm very glad that I ordered the right shade, and I will pass along the first one to a friend that can get more use out of it. And yeah, I'm very happy with my March purchase. This was something I've been thinking about for a long time. I waited until like the 20th of March to even order my March purchase, so I'm not mad about that at all. And I'm very glad that this is kind of living up to the hype for me, because sometimes you like hype up a product too much and then it kind of lets you down because it's not as good as you thought it would be in your head. But I can definitely say after first impressions and wearing it for one day with the other shade that I'm very impressed with it. So let me know down below if you guys think that you would ever try this BB cream for under $10, especially since it is cruelty free. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.